And I'm Whiskey. Mr. Joe's getting ready to read them for us aloud. So Joe's going to give you the rules, regulations to play, and I'm going to take this headset off, turn on that HT, and listen, see what we got going on. All right, y'all have fun. I'll be back. KN9 Whiskey. This is Kilo Mike 4 Mike 5.
W8.
Number 8, Mike Yankee, N8YMY monitoring.
I think that was N8YMY. We're kind of broken up there, John. KD8 SLG. Just passing by the microphone right now. Be back in a few minutes.
Yeah, Nick, I'm thinking I'm having problems with this 991A again. That's why I was actually coming on to see if I could get a RF check real quick.
Sounded fine that time. First time it just sounded like you quick keyed in.
Okay, I put the hand mic back on. I don't know. I every time I check in with this radio, it seems like I have issues. I might go ahead and use it tonight if I sound okay. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. N8YMY will be clear.
Sounds good to me, John, but I am on an HT. N8YMY KD8 SLG. W2JLS. W2JLS, this is KD8SLG. Hey, John, just wanted to say hi.
KD8SLG, how you doing, buddy? How are you doing?
The world is my oyster, John. The world is my oyster. Doing good, man. Just want to punch in and say hi. Saw your name down there on the list.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, and I don't think I identified W2JLS. Yeah, I appreciate it. I just turned on the Echolink here on the phone. I'm not in the radio room tonight. I'm in the den hammering out some academics, looking at wildfire frequency as a function of climate drivers. Sounds like fun, eh? Yeah, I'll be here listening for sure, and I might even pipe in when they get around to taking check-ins. So you're not running the net tonight. You guys probably handle things on Wednesday. But good to hear you tonight, buddy. I hope Miss Audrey's healing well, and you guys are warm and cozy over there in Orville. We're down on the farm. I don't know if the farm's in Orville. You'll have to enlighten me. Anyway, yeah, thanks for looking me up, man.
We have fun there determining whether or not wildfires are driving our climate drivers. To what extent? That sounds like a ton of fun, John. And yeah, we're cozy and warm down here. Audrey's doing very well. Did rain a bunch today, though, man. Did rain a bunch. All right, yeah, Eric's got the pre-show tonight, and Nick's got the big show. So he's probably ready to start talking. He'll probably put you on the list. Oh, he already did. We'll talk to you later, John. W2JLS KD8SLG.
Awesome. I'm early in the list. Really good. That won't give me much time to adapt to the trivia questions. So, anyway, thanks for saying hello, Nick. You guys have fun out there. And thanks, Mr. Eric. Appreciate you. I'll be here listening. W2JLS. I'm on the side.
W2JLS KE8VZA. No worries, John. Got you on the log here. There's a few people ahead of you, so you'll have a little bit of a heads up before the trivia. Anyway, hope everything's going well with you. KE8VZA. I have a NetLogger window open, everyone. If you want to follow along that way, purely optional. KE8VZA here. I will be the net control operator for the Beacon Net pre-show at the bottom of the hour. So we have about 3.5 minutes, roughly. KE8VZA here again. So I've been picking up call signs from the blue screen, aka the AIM window in NetLogger. And so if you're out there and you're in an RF situation or a non-NetLogger situation more specifically, and you'd like to get on the log a few minutes early, I can take a few check-ins now. KE8VZA. KE8BZA returning. It's quiet out there tonight. So my laptop is a MacBook Pro. It's about 5 years old. It's a 2019 edition. And it just got the iOS 26 operating system update. So far, so good. Sometimes the Mac OS updates don't play nice with NetLogger, but so far, so good. Knock on wood.
The Beacon Net, a gathering of hams from around the world, will start on the system in 30 minutes. Come join us.
QST, QST, QST. This is Kilo Echo 8 Victor Zulu Alpha, KE8VZA. My personal is Eric, Echo Romeo India Charlie, and I will be your net control operator tonight for the Beacon Net pre-show. The Beacon Net is a controlled, the Beacon Net pre-show is a controlled net, and I ask that all traffic pass through net control, yours truly. We are on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio, with the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association. Our frequency is 147 Mark 390 with a positive offset and a CT-CSS tone of 114 Mark 8. You can also connect to us via Allstar on node number 48496 or Echolink. Look for W8WKY-R. Let's see. Any urgent can break in at any time. At this time, I'll take a break for any such traffic. KE8VZA returning, hearing nothing. We'll continue on here. So the Beacon Net meets every Sunday and Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern with pre-checks at 9:30 Eastern on this very repeater. What else? I think that's it for now. Let's go up and we'll touch base with our net control team here and see who's here, how they're sounding, and who of the non-Sunday crew may not be sticking around. So first off, we'll go up to our net controller, who will take over at the top of the hour, Nick at Night, KE8QKO. How are you, Nick at Night? And did you make it through Jamboree on the air okay?
KE8VZA, KE8QKO. Well, I'm here, so I must have made it through okay. It was fun. I had a good time. I think the kids had a good time. I had a good time. Josh helped a ton. I really appreciate that. So if you're listening, Josh, thank you very much. It was a big help. So yeah, there's already talks in the work of trying to make it bigger and better next year. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, I am tired, ready to run a net and go to bed. And with that, I'll pass it back to you, KE8QKO.
All right there, Nick at Night. Good to hear it was a success. And bigger and nicer. Bigger, better. Cool. Anyway, we'll clear with KE8QKO for now. Let's go down and see if Dustin's out there. KD8EPC, are you out there? How you doing? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight? KD8EPC, KE8VZA, are you out there, Dustin? No worries. He may join us later. You never know. Anyway, we'll clear with KD8EPC. Let's go down and touch base with Just Nick, KD8SLG. How you doing tonight, Just Nick? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
KE8BZA, this is KD8SLG. Hey, Eric. Good to hear you, man. Yeah, I'm going to be here tonight. I'll be around. KD8SLG, back to net control.
All right there, Just Nick. And FYI, made a trip to the grocery store today, and we now have some Tostino's pizza rolls, or Totinos, however you pronounce that, and some cinnamon rolls. Have not opened them up yet to put them in the air fryer, but that will happen in short order. Anyway, good to hear you tonight, Nick, and we'll clear with KD8SLG. Let's go down and see if Josh is out there. W8HRF. How you doing, Josh? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
W8WKY.
W8HRF, KE8VZA. Are you out there, Josh? All right. He may have had too much fun at Jamboree on the air. Let's go down and see if Lucy's out there. KE8YUK. Lucy, are you out there? How you doing? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight? All right. They're both probably taking a well-deserved evening off of the Beacon Net. Anyway, we'll clear with KE8YUK, not YUQ. That's a different station. Anyway, let's go down and talk to Alan, KI5DAY. How you doing, Alan? How's Larry these days? And are you ready for alt trivia later?
KI5DAY in the net. Yeah, hey. All is good. Yeah, I'm ready for alt trivia. Larry went on a noodling trip, a catfish noodling trip with his cousins. And all is good in the hood. Yeah, I'll be here ready. KI5DAY.
All right, catfish noodling. All right, good to hear you, Alan. And we'll clear with KI5DAY for now. Okay, that ends our infamous or notorious Mickey Mouse roll call. So let us, we'll take some check-ins in a minute. Let me take a break for time, and I'll read off who I have on the log so far. KE8VZA returning. Okay, so far I have N8YMY John, KA8MNT Tom, who checked in and out via the blue screen, K5CFY Ray, KI5TAQ Taco Tim, KE8ZRY Jeremy, W2JLS John, AB8MO Andy, KF8G Brian, KI5ZDF Tim, and KE8QFT Fred. All right, there you have it. Let's go ahead and take some more check-ins. Please give me your call sign alphabetically and your name and location. And I'm KE8VZA, and I'm listening.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Papa Bravo, KF8, EPB, Brian in Cuyahoga Falls, and I'll be in and out tonight. Thanks, 73.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha, K4OG. Hey, Eric.
All right, I'll pick it up there. KE8 VZA returning. All right, we picked up two. KF8 EPB Brian, who checked in and out, 7-3 Brian, and K4OG Mark, my partner in submarine radio activities. There we go. Got you on the log there, Mark. And any other check-ins before we work the list, please call now.
Kilo Charlie 8 Golf Whiskey KC8 GW Greg Wadsworth, in and out, no traffic.
Kilo Echo 8 Tango Quebec Romeo KE8 TQR Keith in Uniontown.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Delta Tango Alpha Jeff in New Franklin KF8 DTA.
Okay, I'll pick it up there. Very good. KE8 VZA returning. We picked up three more. KC8 GW Greg, who checked in and out. 73 Greg, thanks for stopping by. KE8 TQR Keith, fellow ex-machinist mate. And KF8 DTA Jeff. Got you guys on the log. Let's go up and work the list. Let's see. N8YMY. You are first up here, John. How you doing tonight? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
KE8 VZA and 8YMY. I think I'm going to just be monitoring here. I might be in there, but I probably won't be. I just got done, was on the 40-meter Moonlighters vintage radio net. All old 25, actually I think it's 35-year-and-old radios. They had 72 check-ins tonight and 49 different kinds of radios. It was pretty interesting. But yeah, I think we'll be monitoring for a little while listening, but we get up pretty darn early, so we'll probably just do an in and out tonight. So Eric, have a great net, and we'll catch you soon. 7-3.
All right, John. Hey, that sounds like a pretty cool net. You may have mentioned that before. If you didn't, somebody else did. But 73, thanks for stopping by. Got you on the log as in and out. Recheck if you would like later on down the log here. We'll clear with N8YMY. And next we have K5CFY Ray. How you doing tonight, Ray? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
VZA in the net. This is K5CFY. Good evening there, Eric. Great job on the pre-net here, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna hang around and wave a hand there at your loggers. Doing an excellent job there, Eric. So be sure and give him a pat on the back. I'll get off here and let's get on down the list. K5CFY.
All right, Ray. Hey, I'm going to put my logger in for a bonus. There you go. Good to hear you tonight, Ray. Got you on the log. We'll clear with K5CFY. I am KE8VZA with the Beacon Net pre-show on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio. And we're going through our list of pre-checks here. Next on the log is KI5TAQ, Taco Tim, all the way from Bofang, Oklahoma. How you doing tonight, Tim? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
Hey, good afternoon, Eric. This is KI5TAQ. Yes, I am sticking around for the big show. We'll see what those Cornwallow beans are up to tonight. This is KI5TAQ.
AFI Manitoba, is your time.
KE8VZA returning. I did copy AF5JB, Matt, short time. Got you on the log here. We'll get to you in a few minutes. And Taco Tim, good to hear you tonight. And yes, you never know what those Cornwallow beans are up to. They never cease to surprise us, coming in from left field and out of the woodwork and all of that stuff. Anyway, should be interesting. We'll clear with KI5TAQ. And let us go to Jeremy, KE8ZRY. How are you doing tonight, Jeremy? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
KE8VZA's KE8ZRY. Good evening, Eric, and everybody who's checked in so far. Yep, I'm going to stick around. I got some things that I'm working on, so I'll be listening for that trivia, and I'll be back to you. This is KE8ZRY, passing it back to net control.
W8WKY.
All right, very good, Jeremy. Got you on the log. And I think I found a good trivia question tonight. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, we'll clear with KE8ZRY. And let's go down to W2JLS. John, how you doing tonight? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
Mr. Eric, yes, sir. I'm in here, and I'm probably here for at least the duration of tonight's net. So I am, however, likely to be on the Echolink, so hope that's not rubbing anyone the wrong way. It's purely convenience tonight. I have to stick it out up here. Anyway, yeah, keep me on the list.
All right, John, you are on the list, in like Flint. Your signal's good. Your audio's a little bit light, but I've got full copy on you. We'll clear with W2JLS. Let's go down to Andy, AB8MO. How you doing tonight, Andy? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
KAVZA from AB8MO. Yeah, I'll at least stick around to my turn, which is more than I could say for Dustin. So he's taking it easy tonight, I found out. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say for now. You got to get through this list, and you've got less than 15 minutes. This is AB8MO.
All right, Andy. Yep, we're going to whiz through this list here. We'll clear with AB8MO. Good to hear you tonight. Let's go down to KF8G. Brian, how are you tonight? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
Yep, I'll stick around. KF8G.
Very good. Got you on the log there, Brian. We'll clear with KF8G. Let's go down to Tim, KI5ZDF. I grabbed you from the blue screen. How you doing tonight, Tim? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
Thanks for picking me up. I am not feeling well. I'm just going to be in and out. This is KI5ZDF.
All right, Tim, I got you in and out on the log. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you feel better. Get a good night's sleep for sure. I know that works wonders on me. Even if it's not a complete fix, it's definitely an improvement. But thanks for stopping by, and come back. 7-3. We'll clear with ZDF. Let's go down to KE8QFT. Fred, how you doing tonight, Fred? And are you going to stick around for the big show? All right, Fred, I got you on the log. You are frying bacon big time there. I could make out what you're saying, but it was a little sketchy. Anyway, got you on the log. We'll clear with QFT. Let's go down. Let's see, next was KF8 EPB Brian, who checked in and out, 7-3 Brian. And then after that is K4OG, the original gangsta. How you doing tonight, Mark? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha, K4OG here. Good evening, Eric. Good to hear you. It'll be nice to hear others. I'm just waiting on my potted spaghetti sauce, meat sauce, to cool down and stick it in the fridge. If I stick around for the big show, I'm going to eat this entire bottle of mixed nuts and chocolate M&Ms. So, I better go. And I'm happy Alabama won. My prediction was right. I wished I had put my money where my mouth was on the barometer net Saturday and said, don't bet against the Tide. This was a good one. And sure enough, they beat the Vegas points. If you'd have bet $100, you'd have won $90.91. K4OG, y'all have a good net.
All right there, Mark. If you ever need any help getting rid of those nuts or stray M&Ms or even that meat sauce, I could help with that. I think there's some others on here that could probably help out too. Anyway, good to hear you tonight, and thanks for checking in. And we got you on the log in and out, and 7-3, Mark. Let's clear with OG, and next we have KC8GW Greg, who was in and out, 7-3 again, Greg. And then that takes me down to KE8TQR Keith. How you doing tonight, Keith? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
KE8VZA, this is KE8TQR. Good evening, Eric. Thanks for getting me in on your log. And, yep, I'll be sticking around for the trivia and listening to the net, and we're going to make a night of it, I guess. So anyway, I'll send it back to you to pre-net control. Fine job tonight, and we'll be listening out. KE8TQR.
All right, very good, Keith. Thanks for joining us tonight. And I've got you on the log here, KE8TQR. We'll clear with him, and let's go down to KF8DTA, Delta Tango Alpha. Jeff, how you doing tonight? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
Thank you for picking up my call, KF8DTA here. I will try. My eyes are getting heavy, and the kids need to go to bed. I will try. KF8DTA, back to you.
All right, Jeff. Hey, that's it. Give it your best shot. We'll keep you on the log for now. And if we get back down to you and you're not there, we know what happened. It's okay. I've been known to succumb to Mr. Sandman. Anyway, we'll clear with KF8DTA for now. Let's go down and pick up AF5JB, Matt, in Tulsa. I hear your short time, and do you have a couple comments for the net before you depart?
Yeah, copy. Good evening to you and everybody else out on the net. Had a good weekend. I saw at least one of my friends. I wasn't was at work, but Okay, this is the one up in Langley, Oklahoma, and this is about an hour or so. Got back and told us about 1 o'clock this morning. Went to the main event. Played Supercars, played the world's largest Pac-Man. Also, probably get Happy Halloween. I'm going to be dressed as the Chucky doll, and we're going to have a take it to Hard Rock. I'm going to go there, so should be next Saturday, I believe. But yeah, and when I got done with the main event, kind of hung around there for a little bit. Go back home and played outrun, catcom bowling, bingo, and Biz Batman. And we'll see you for a little bit. Had me a beer. I went on to bed. Besides my Saturday night, and then the Sunday night, took it easy. Will be a little heater for the house. We'll spare in case I need it, but other than that, bill I got, please have me on, 73. Until next time, and thanks for having me on. This is AFI-JB Matt. It's also currently fair and 64 degrees, about the negative. Thanks again. Catch y'all next time.
All right, Matt. Well, it sounds like you had a good weekend, and I'm sure the Hard Rock Cafe appreciates your business for sure. Seems like you're in there once a week, like a regular. And anyway, good to hear you, Matt. And 7-3 to you. Thanks for stopping by. And next on the log is K8PJW Philip. How you doing tonight? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
KAPZA, good evening, Eric, and good evening to everyone on the pre-net. Fine business doing the pre-net. Good to hear your voice on there. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good right now, so I'm going to stick around for the big show and see how it all falls out. So, back to you. This is KAPZW.
All right, Philip. Got you on the log, sticking around. Good to hear you tonight. And the main trivia question tonight might be kind of up your alley with some historical references. Hopefully I got it right. Anyway, good to hear you, Phil. Got you on the log there. We'll clear with PJW. Let's go down to KC8FQV. Mark, how you doing tonight? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
Hey, Eric, I will. Yeah, about 9 o'clock I fell asleep. Well, I planned that because I was traveling. So I pulled into the rest stop. I blew past the first rest stop just north of Kings Island, that where I was today earlier. I blew past that one where I was going to pull in there and rest. So I went up to the other one that's about 50 miles out from Columbus. So I said, I'm going to stop there and take a rest. So then I'll make my way home whenever later on. I was going to stay down there, but they were going to be open to 11 tonight, but the weather got so rainy and so glucky and whatever, everything was going to get waterlogged. The floors and all the haunts were going to get too slippery, so they decided they were going to call it a night. So they closed the park early, closed at 6. So we'll be around, Eric. Thanks for running the pre-checks, KC at FQV.
All right there, Mark. Yes, if you're still motoring or will be motoring, motor carefully. And thanks for joining us tonight. Got you on the log. Yeah, rest stops and road trips remind me of a little game I play usually when I'm on a road trip by myself, and that's rest stop roulette. And I see the sign, and I'm like, should I stop now, or can I make it another, and you wait for that next rest stop, 68 miles, and usually it's like, no, I better stop. But if it's like 38 miles, maybe I'll take a chance. Anyway, good to hear you, Mark. We're clear at KC8FQV, and that brings us to the end of our check-in so far. We have a couple minutes left. If you'd like to get on the log, give me a call. KE8VZA here.
KE8VZA, Whiskey Alpha 8, Kilo Oscar Charlie, Fred and Akron, good evening.
This is Kilo 6 Kilo Juliet Victor, Kilo 6 Kilo Juliet Victor, Kevin in Valley Springs, California.
All right, we have two there. KE8VZA returning. Let's go up and talk to Fred, WA8KOC. How you doing, Fred? Good to hear you tonight. And are you going to stick around for the big show, or are you just going to get your parking validated tonight?
Hey, Eric, good evening to you and everybody else in here enjoying the net with you. Thanks for taking my check-in. I'm going to just get my parking ticket stamped and pack it up and get on up to bed. I think I'm going to be an early riser tomorrow. Big kind of week going on here. So whatever you do, enjoy the evening. Again, thanks for taking my call in, and you and everybody else have a fine rest of the net this evening. KE8VZA and the pre-show for the Beacon Net, WA8KOC 73.
All right, Fred. Well, hey, good luck with your busy week coming up. And it's good to hear you tonight. Thanks for stopping by. And 7-3, we'll clear with WA8KOC. Let's go down and pick up RevKev, K6KJV. How you doing tonight, Kevin? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
Hello, Eric. Everyone on the pre-net. This is K6KJV, Kevin in Valley Springs, California. And you bet, I'm already sitting in the big top with my buttered popcorn and my big old 32-ounce soda. So there you go, back to you, K6KJV.
All right, Kevin. No doubt you are strategizing with those trivia answers and which direction, trying to predict which direction the Cornwaldo beans are going to take us this week. Anyway, good to hear you, Kevin. Got you on the log. That brings us to the end of the pre-show. And this is KE8VZA on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio. And this is soon to transition from the BeaconNet pre-show over to the BeaconNet. KE8QKO, Nick at Nite, are you ready to take over?
All right, thank you, Eric. Fine business on the pre-show. Good evening and welcome to the BeaconNet. My name is Nick. My call sign is KE8QKO, Kilo Echo 8, Quebec, Kilo Oscar, and I'll be net control for the evening. The BeaconNet meets every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on the W8WKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8, Allstar Node 48496, and Echolink W8WKY-R. This is direct net. So all traffic must pass through net control. We are linked in with our friends in Oklahoma, Fireside Network, and various other repeaters. And then we ask that you key for a couple of seconds before and after you transmit so we hear everything you've got to say. Before we start taking check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. Any stations that have not already checked into the pre-show that would like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Kilo Charlie 3, United Lima Juliet. Kilo Charlie 3, United Lima Juliet, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Kilo Charlie 5, Romeo Bravo Golf, KC5, real big guns, right now in Glenpool, Mobile.
All right, I'm going to take it real quick. All right, the Kilo Charlie 3 Uniform Lima Juliet, is that correct? Can you come back and verify?
Yeah, that's correct, that control. Kilo Charlie 3 Uniform Lima Juliet.
Copy that, sir. I also have KC5 Real Big Gun Shannon, who's mobile, and I have from the blue screen N5 KBD. All right, so hang on, Shannon. I'm going to come to you first after we read the trivia. Actually, I'll probably come to you first before we read the trivia, because I always know what your answers are going to be. But we're going to open up here. We're going to do another round of anyone who wants to check in before I talk to Shannon. If you want to check into the BeaconNet, please call now.
W8WKY.
All right, nothing heard there. I'm going to go up and talk to our mobile station, and then I'm going to read the trivia, and then I'm going to go through all the check-ins for the BeaconNet. So if you're recently checked in, there's a bunch of people that checked into the pre-show. Just hang out. We will get to you, and you'll get a chance to answer the trivia and get your comments to the net. But we're going to start with KC5, Real Big Gun, Shannon. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
Hey, Nick at Night. Kilo Charlie 5, Real Big Guns, Moblin. I just dropped off Kenyon with his grandma, and she's going to go ahead and take him on home to Okmulgee, and I'm motoring back to the house, and had a great time with him. Basically Saturday and all day today. Saturday was his other grandmother's funeral, so, well, they wanted to make it a celebration of life, but, you know, it's kind of somber when someone isn't there anymore. But we tried to celebrate the best we could, and I went to that and was very supportive of the family, so to the best that I could anyway. And then me and Kenyon came on back to the house there in Tulsa and had a great time together, and did some deep talking and about, you know, life in general and all that. And so it was nice, you know. He's getting older, so he's asking some good questions about life and everything, and so that's great. That's great. He's getting rid of some of his fears about things, and gosh, I couldn't ask for the way he's progressing in life. Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. So I'm very happy about all that, and I'm very happy that you know, I had a big part in that. So, but other than that, that's about it for me. This might be a slow week for me for doctor's appointments. At least I'm going to hope and pray that I can get it. Had some, you know, bad news last week, but overall it's bad news, but it wasn't so serious that I had to be rushed off to surgery or anything. So I was happy with what news I got. It could always have been worse, so I'm okay with the news that I got. We'll just leave it at that. But wishing everyone well wishes. I'll wave a hand at all my friends out there, both near and far. This is Kilo Charlie 5 saying
All right, well, thank you, Shannon. You got your answers down for the great state of Oklahoma, as always. And yeah, it's great that you get to spend all that time with Kenyon, having that relationship with your grandfather. I mean, the relationship with parents is great, but having that extended relationship that you have with Kenyon is fantastic. I had that with my grandparents when I was growing up, and it's lasted a long time. And it's different when it's your parents versus your grandparents, and I think it's really cool that you have to have that. So, and I hope your health journey goes better this week as you're anticipating. So, anyway, thank you for checking in there, Shannon. It's good to hear you, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Okay, this is KEAQKO and the WWKY repeater. We're going to go talk with some trivia questions read, and then we're going to start running through our list of check-ins for the Beacon Net. We're going to start with KE8VZA. Eric, can you read the primary question, sir? KE8QKO in the group, KE8VZA here with the main trivia. Here we go. Besides the invention of the telegraph, what else was Samuel Morse known for? Choices are Alpha, inventing a type of oscillator; Bravo, his poetry; Charlie, a machine gun and silencer invention; or Delta, his paintings. I'll take a break and read it again. KE8VZA returning with main trivia. Besides the invention of the telegraph, what else was Samuel Morse known for? Choices are Alpha, inventing a type of oscillator; Bravo, his poetry; a machine gun and silencer invention; or Delta, his paintings. So I'll put this in the blue screen in a minute, and KE8VZA back to net control. All right, well, thank you, Eric. I'm going to stick on that for a bit before I come up with my answer. Let's go talk to KI5DAY, Alan, to get the alternate trivia read. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY. Well, what if I don't want to? I'm just kidding. I'll do it. Tonight's alternate trivia is brought to you by Clover Valley Cookies from Dollar General. Yeah, one of my favorites. If you ever want some cheap cookies, go to Dollar General and get the Clover Valley brand. They're not too awful bad. We have a thing at work where we like to bring those in. Me and another guy occasionally. It started off as a joke, but anyway, it's another story. Let me drop, and now we'll read tonight's alternate trivia. All right, here we go. Pay close attention to about 1/4 to 1/3 of Americans believe which one of these people were actually real people. I'll read the question one more time. About 1/4 to 1/3 of Americans believe which one of these people were actually real people. Was it A, Sherlock Holmes; B, Paul Bunyan; C, Norman Bates; or D, Colonel Cornwaldo-B? That's your options. KI5DAY, back to net.
All right, well, thank you, Alan, for another fine alternate trivia question. I'm going to think on that one a bit, too. Okay, this is KEAQKO on the WWKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive, also with a PL total of 114 Mark 8. And we're going to start talking to people who have checked into the net. Actually, our first two stations are in and out. That's N8YMY and K8MNT, which is going to take us down to K5CFY. Ray, how you doing, Ray? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KEAQKO and the net, K5CFY. Good evening there, Mr. Nick at Night. Thanks for doing the net, doing a great job. Wave a hand there again at Eric on the keyboard. And I'm going to go with Charlie and Bravo. So there you go. Back to you there. Have a great net. K5CFY.
All right. right, thank you, Ray. Got your answers down for Charlie and Bravo. Let's go talk to KI5TAQ Taco Tim from Beaufort, Oklahoma. How you doing, Tim? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Oh, not much. The only thing I got to do is just listen to the questions and then say, okay, what for? I might be thinking of main question alpha, and I'm going to possibly say for the alternate alpha, and we'll let it be. This is KI5TAQ.
W8WKY.
All right, thank you, Tim. Got your answers down there for Alpha and Alpha. K8Z Harry. K8ZRY Jeremy. How are you doing tonight? What do you have for the Beacon Net?
K8QKO. This is K8ZRY. Jeremy here in Ashland. I'm doing pretty good tonight, Nick. I hope everybody else is. Had a pretty good weekend so far. I did a quick day trip to Chicago yesterday with my brother to pick up a piece of equipment that he bought, so that was fun. And today just kind of stayed around the house, did some projects, watched the Browns, and yeah, pretty good weekend all in all. Trivia answers, I'm going to go with Delta and Alpha, and I will pass it back over to you. This is KE8ZRY, same 73s.
All right, thank you, Jeremy. Got your answers down for Delta and Alpha, and yeah, I'll say yesterday was a great day for a road trip, so sounds like you had a pretty good one. Next, we have W2JLS, John. How you doing, John? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8QKO, Mr. Nick. Gosh, I heard the questions. The Samuel B. Morse question, I didn't hear all the choices. And I've read a biography as a youth, and I'm wanting to bet I might know it, but I don't know the choices, and nothing jumped out. I know there was one about a machine gun or something like that, so because I was kind of asleep at the wheel, I'll just guess that, and it doesn't sound right to me, but I'm going to guess that, so it's the only choice I can recall. And then the other question, gosh, I'm drawing a blank on even what that question was, and that one I was pretty sure I knew. Man, I guess I need to take a break. I don't know. I'm sorry, I was not paying close attention. Yeah, I'll just I'll take a 0. Anyway, I'll pass it back, Nick. I'm a bit distracted tonight. Thanks for having me here. I hope everyone has a great evening. Good evening on your ears, one and all.
All right, John, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I've got your attention right now, so I'm going to say focus. Look at the screen and focus. I'm going to reread those trivia, or I'm going to have those questions reread for you. And it's not just for you. There's other people listening that will always benefit from the reread, so don't just think you're getting it. I'm not just doing it just for you, but I'm doing it for everybody, but primarily for this contact. Anyway, I'm going to have those questions read again, and you can try to absorb them to the best of your ability. And we're going to start with K8VZA. Eric, could you read the question again, please?
KE8VZA here with Main Trivia. So besides the invention of the telegraph, what else was Samuel Morse known for? Choices are Alpha, inventing a type of oscillator; Bravo, his poetry; Charlie, a machine gun and silencer invention; or Delta, his paintings. KE8BZA, back to net control.
KF5DAY, can you read the alternate trivia again, please?
KI5DAY, yes, please deposit $5. Alternate trivia reread. Okay, here we go. About 1/4 to 1/3 of Americans believe which one of these people were actually real people. I'll read it again. About 1/4 to 1/3 of Americans believe which one of these people were actually real people. Was it A, Sherlock Holmes, B, Paul Bunyan, C, Norman Bates, or D, Colonel Cornwaldo Bing? KI5DAY, back to net.
All right, thank you, Alan. I tried depositing the $5, but unfortunately I only have Canadian and your machine wouldn't take it. All right, off to W2JLS. John, you want to answer the trivia now?
Hey, Nick, thanks for going to the trouble. W2JLS returning. I will change my response to painting or painter on the Samuel B. Morse as a guess, and then I'm stuck between two on the second question. I like that question. I don't know how that's going to split out, but I could see it going a couple of different ways here. I'm going to go with Paul Bunyan, however. Kind of put him in the Johnny Appleseed category. I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure if he existed. Probably not. Anyway, thanks again, buddy. Appreciate it, and I'll be in there listening, and I'll try to catch the score before the end of the night on how these work out. W2JLS. Back to net.
All right, sounds good, John. Got your answers down there for Delta and Bravo. And this is KE8QKO on the WWKR repeater 147 Mark 290 positive, also with a PL total of 114 Mark 8. Next, we're going to talk to AB8MO Andy. How you doing, Andy? And hey, thanks for hopping on and talking with the scouts this weekend. I really appreciated it, and I think they all got kind of a kick out of it as well. What do you got for the net tonight?
KEAQKO from AB8MO. Well, coming to you a rather convoluted way. I'm actually coming to you from the Boredom Breaker hub because I'm having problems with 48496. I can connect to Echolink. When I connect to an Allstar, if I get anything, I just get a bunch of broken, garbled packets, or no transmission at all. But coming through 4849 or 49562, it's perfectly fine. So I don't know what's going on. Anyhow, yeah, it was great catching up with the scouts. I know at least one or two guys I've met on the radio that got their license in part because of their experience with connecting with the scouts and doing jamboree on the air. Let's see, one Frank, my one friend is Frank. He hasn't been on the air in a long, long time, but he got his first exposure, I think at Camp Chickagami, doing jamboree on the air when he was like 10 years old or 11. And he's oh good gosh, I think he turns I think he's like 37, 38 now. I don't know. He's had his license for a while, but he hasn't been on the air in years, and he doesn't have any interest in getting on the air. But I think he still at least keeps his license active just in case. It was great talking with, I think it was Jackson and Jonathan, or who I talked to. So that was great. I was originally not going to be in town, which is why I didn't sign up, but I planned to sell a part about 2 weeks ago, and I guess if I really pushed myself to do the training or whatever prerequisite there was, I probably could have done it, but I didn't. So, but I'm glad Josh and I think a couple others helped you out. So anyway, let me drop it a sec. Let's see here. Oh, I had a band concert today, too, up in Painesville, so that's good. I'd say we had we had over 100. I don't think we had quite 200. So we had between 1 to 200 people show up, I'd say. So hopefully they enjoyed it, and I always enjoy playing for a captive audience. So that was good. That was up in Painesville. So my family usually comes, but anybody I invite off the radio, well, I had one person come one time. That was it. So they don't like to drive all this way. And I guess I can't blame them because most of my people I know on the radio live at least an hour drive or more from where I perform. So let's see here. Trivia, I think I set it up. I got to go with the machine gun one. I don't care if it's wrong, but that's a good one there. I'm putting Jeff asleep, I sleep. And for Allen's, I think I'm going to go for B Bravo. Charlie Bravo, how about that? And with that, I'm going to go listen out in bed myself. Good night, all. And I think the Squatch is looking at the back of his eyes, too, from what I hear. KAQKO, this is AB8MO.
All right, well, thank you, Andy. Got your answer down there for Charlie and Bravo. And, yeah, one of the scouts is actually interested. No, he says he's interested, but, you know, he's 12 and pursuing his license. But he gets really excited every year we do it. And whenever I say, hey, it's Jamboree on the air time, he just starts jumping up and getting really excited and wanting to come out and camp and get on the radio. So, yeah, some of the kids love it. Some of them kind of hit or miss, but, hey, that's how it goes. And the goal is, I guess, to grow the event. So, you know, last year it was just me and my troop. This year it was mostly me and my troop. We had some cut packs that showed up to kind of learn a little bit about it. And then next year there's some interest in trying to grow it even further and try to get more stations set up. And just do a lot more with it. So we'll see how it works out. But I will let you know. Hopefully we'll get better notice on it next year. And as far as planning goes, we can get it on the calendars a bit earlier and kind of get people. There was interest in saying, hey, can we get? I guess they used to do actual license exams at the Jamboree on the air event at Stambaugh years ago. So there's a lot of not a lot, but there's interest in trying to see if they can try to bring that back. But we'll see how it works out. Next station we have is KF8G. Brian. How you doing, Brian? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Oh, you know, things are winding down. I want to help a friend with a coax problem. His radio wouldn't tune on his vertical, and we found a bad connector. It must have taken on water, and it just eventually failed, so we took a spare piece of coax over and ran it through his window and found, the coax was bad, so he's going to replace it with a piece I gave him. And then I dashed off to a car show in Marshallville. Boy, that was fantastic. It was a bazillion. They must have had 300 cars there. That was a great show. And I actually took a plaque, so 3 wins this year with the car. Not any with the Corvette Club, but different little shows, so at least I took something this year. Really super nice plaque they gave out. That was a wall hanger. But other than that, things are settling down. I got to start working on the house and getting things ready to get my parents' house sold. So time to start doing that. With things settling down with the car shows and all that. So with that, I'll say 7 threes. And did I say my answer? 42 and corn Waldo beans. Just my normal. Catch y'all later. KF8G.
All right, well, thank you, Brian. I was going to put you down for your normal anyway, 42 and corn Waldo beans. Glad you had a good time. Glad you got the black. And, I imagine car shows are probably dying down a bit this time of year as the weather starts to change. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate it. Next station we have is In and Out. That's KI5ZDF, which is going to take us down to KE8QFT, Uncle Fred. How you doing, Fred? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight? Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Foxtrot Tango, K8QFT. Uncle Fred, are you out there? Do you have comments for the BeaconNet? All right, well, Fred was actually in the blue screen. Maybe he had to step away. We'll get back to him a little bit later. Our next three stations are in and out. That's KF8, EPB, K4OG. And if you're listening, Mark, again, thank you to you as well for hopping on and talking to the scouts this weekend. That was pretty cool. I appreciate it. And we had KC8GW, which is going to take us down to KE8TQR. Keith, how you doing, Keith? What do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
KE8QKO, this is KE8TQR. Good evening, Nick. Just want to say a fine job both you and Eric are doing tonight on the net. It's good to hear you both. And good evening to everyone else here on the BeaconNet. It's been a while since I've been on here, so I wanted to get in here tonight and let everyone know I'm still around. Hope everyone's having a great evening. I had a pretty good day here at the QTH. Not too much outside, being it was raining, but I got a few things done down here in the shack. I just finished up a project that I started last year when I put up the tower. The tower didn't go up until November, so winter was coming on, so the one part I did not get done was the conduit run from the tower to the house. I had the trench, but it just got too cold to be working outside, so I laid the coax into the trench I'd made, and it just went through the winter and most of this summer, and here about 3 weeks ago I decided, let's get her done. The conduit was sitting out in the garage for the last year, so I had a friend of ours come over, a friend of ours and mine, that would be N8LTR, and I was using 2-inch PVC conduit, and they were 10-foot sections, and gluing that stuff together takes 2 guys to do. So we got all 90 feet of that put in. We got the 5 pieces of coax run through all that out to the tower. We got the weather heads on, and I just finished up putting everything back together, the antennas and the coax into the shack and everything, and I believe I have all the radios connected to the right antenna. Hopefully I'm talking on the right antenna now. But everything seems to be good, and I'm happy with that. So the tower project is pretty much complete now until something else needs to be done. Always needs to be done. Anyway, that's what I've been doing, staying out of trouble, mostly. Hi. But anyway, I just want to say I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. I hope everyone has a great week. Try to stay dry with the rain. And I will send this back to you, Nick, at Net Control. This is KE8TQR saying 73, and God bless.
All right, well, thank you, Keith. Glad you got your tower sorted out there. Hey, did I happen to catch your trivia answers?
No, like always, I forgot to give you those. I'm going to go with the main trivia. I am going to go D, Delta, and for the alternate trivia, I am going to go A, Alpha. D and Alpha. Delta and Alpha. Yes, sir, that's what they are. KE8TQR.
All right, thank you, Keith. Got your answers down for Delta and Alpha. And this is KE8QKO on the WWQR repeater, 147 Mark 3, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. Our next 2 stations are in and out. That's KF8DTA and AF5JB, which is going to take us down to K8PJW. Philip. How you doing, Philip? And what do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
K8QKO, K8PJW. Good evening, Nick, and good evening to all the Beacon netizens out there. Great to hear everyone this morning. Some really good trivia questions. I'm going to go with Charlie Alpha. So, they're both wild guesses, but I'm interested to hear how I landed. Anyway, we spent one more night of camping this weekend while the weather was still kind of warm. We enjoyed that and did a little wine tasting and stuff, so we just had a lot of fun with that. Now we're back home and back to the weekly routine. So Anyway, I'm going to say good night, and thanks for doing the net. You're doing a great job. This is K8PJW. Back to the net.
W8WKY.
All right, thank you, Sue. Got your answers down there for Charlie and Alpha. Yeah, it was a good weekend for camping. Actually warmer than I want. I like camping when it's chilly, so I was kind of disappointed that Saturday was so warm. But it cooled off at night, and that made me feel a little bit better. Next station we have is KC8FQV Mark. How you doing, Mark? What do you have for the Beacon tonight?
All right, KC8, Fox Queen Victor, hopefully it's coming through. KC8QV. On Samuel Moore, the painting. It's the painting. On the other one, Sherlock Holmes. On the other one, it's Sherlock Holmes. And on the Samuel Moore, it's the painting. And yeah, I was out in Cincinnati, down Mason Isle, at Kings Island. I went down because the coaster, Eastern Great Lakes part of ACE, we have regions. You know, that ACE is the American coaster enthusiast, but then we have regions of ACE, and there's the Great Lakes, Eastern Great Lakes region. We were down at Kings Island today, and I was going to be down there all afternoon. They were going to open to 11 tonight, but it was getting cold, rainy. Well, it wasn't so much the cold and that, it was the rain, and they were concerned about, with the haunts being that you walk through them, that ground walks and that inside the haunt, the floors would get too slippery. So they just went ahead and closed the park early. It wasn't. Rain is not as nice as Winterfest. Winterfest they have down there, yeah, you can tolerate that more, but the rain, yeah, you can't really tolerate the rain. But we'll send it back to the net. But I'll say Samuel Moore, the painting, and Sherlock Holmes. So back it comes, KCFQV.
All right, thank you, Mark. Got your answer down there for Delta and Alpha. Next, we had W8KOC, who was in and out. That's going to take us down to K6KJV Rev Kev. How you doing, Kevin? What do you have for the Beacon net tonight?
Well, hello there, Mr. Nick and everyone else on the net. This is K6KJV here in Valley Springs, California, and what I got is some trivia answers. That's right. Double D's, Delta and Delta. Because, well, I tell you, I don't know where y'all get all them other answers, because you can never go wrong with a Corn Waldo bean. And I just want to take and say a shout out to Larry. I got his other brother Larry right here. All right, there you go. God bless in 73, everyone. Back next control from K6KJV.
All right, well, thank you, Kevin. Got your answers down there for Double D's. Thanks for checking in. It's good to hear you. Sounds like Fred is back in the blue screen. So let's go up and talk to K8QFT. How you doing, Uncle Fred? What do you have for the Beacon net tonight?
Oh, first of all, Nick, can you hear me?
I want to say no, Fred, but I can. And yeah, I can hear you.
Better than I was. I switched over to Allstar. I got to figure out what's going on here. But in the meantime, I'm going to say Delta and Alpha for the big trivia questions, and the Browns one day. A historical moment when they first turned the corner to their Super Bowl. K8QFT. Thanks for your patience, Nick. back to nut control.
All right, well, thank you, Fred. Got you answer down there for Delta and Alpha, and I'll say this, the only Super Bowl the Browns are ever going to see is the one the salad comes in at the end of the season when they have their final dinner. Anyway, thanks for checking in. Appreciate it. We're going to go down and talk to KC3ULJ. Patrick. How you doing, Patrick? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight? Kilo, Charlie 3, Uniform, Lima, Juliet. Patrick, are you out there? Do you have comments for the Beacon Net? All right, nothing heard there. Guessing Patrick probably moved on. We already talked to KC5 Real Big Guns, so we're going to go down to N5KBD. Peter, how you doing, Peter? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight? November 5, Kilo Bravo Delta, N5 KBD. Peter, are you out there? Do you have comments for the Beacon Net? All right, nothing heard. Perhaps he moved on as well. Let's go down to KE9 CQD. Tim, how you doing, Tim? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Good evening, and thanks for getting me into the Beacon Net. Glad I could catch you guys tonight, even though I'm getting on a little bit later. Enjoying my evening now. It's been a long day. I just drove back from Land Between the Lakes in Kentucky and got back a few hours ago and kind of passed by my wife. We said hi-bye. She went to work and been kind of running around with kids and stuff, picking my daughter up from youth group and just got all 3 kids down. So a little bit of time alone after a long day of driving, but got to do some POTA down at Land Between the Lakes, so that was a lot of fun. Other than that, that's about it. Just been camping for about 5 days and now back to civilization. So anyway, I want to give you my trivia answers, but I actually do not know what they are. Would it be possible to get a reread? This is KE9CQD.
Absolutely, sir. Let's go up and talk. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to identify this is KEQKO and the WWKY repeater 147 Mark 3, no positive, also with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. And we're going to get those read for you again. K8 VZA, could you read the primary question, sir?
KE8QKO in the group. KE8VZA back with main trivia. Besides the invention of the telegraph, what else was Samuel Morse known for? Alpha, inventing a type of oscillator. Bravo, his poetry. Charlie, a machine gun and silencer invention. Or Delta, his paintings. I'll put this in the blue screen again. KE8VZA back to net control.
All right, thank you, sir. KF5DAY, can you read the alternate trivia, please?
Kilo India 5 Delta Alpha Yankee with tonight's alternate trivia question. About 1/4 to 1/3 of Americans believe which one of these people were actually real. About 1/4 to 1/3 of Americans believe which one of these people were actually real people. Was it A, Sherlock Holmes, B, Paul Bunyan, C, Norman Bates, or D, Colonel Cornwaldo Beaton? KI5DAY.
All right, thank you, sir. Let's go back down to KE9 CQD. See what his trivia answers are. Tim, take it away.
Wow, thanks so much for the reread. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. With that, I will have to go with B and A. We'll do Bravo and Alpha tonight. I pity the fool. Yeah, and that's all I got. So I'll turn it back over to Net Control. This is KE9CQD.
All right, well, thank you, sir. Got your answers down there for Bravo and Alpha. And we're back to the bottom of the list here. So anyone who would like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. Oh, all right, nothing heard there. Let's go talk to our Net Control team. We're going to start with KE8VZA. Eric, how you doing, sir? How was your weekend?
KE8QKO in the group, KE8VZA here. My weekend was pretty good. Got some things done. My wife and I got the cover on the plywood pond, and still circulating and filtrating water, so I didn't button the cover down completely just yet, but may have to add a few more chemicals. I will have to add a few more chemicals before we're done. But anyway, yeah, and then the rest is kind of a blur. I got a bunch of other stuff done. But anywho, trivia, main trivia, I'm going to abstain, and alt trivia, I'm going to answer alpha and go with that. And that's all I have. KE8VZA, back to Net Control.
All right, well, thank you, sir. Got your answer down for alpha for the alternate trivia. And, yeah, making progress on the pool. Can't beat that. KD8EPC didn't respond to the pre-show, but I'm going to throw a call for him. KD8EPC, K8QK, are you out there? Do you have comments for the BeaconNet? All right, nothing here from Dustin. Nick is, yeah, I think Nick's out there. KD8SLG, just Nick. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
KE8QKO, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Nick, and all of the Beacon netizens. Good to hear you, man. It's great to see everybody Thursday night, even you. That was a good time. Oh, Charlie Alpha for me there, Eric, on the answers to the trivia questions before I forget and start rambling. That was a fun weekend. Audrey had nieces and nephews come over, so I was sort of uncle, and that's always fun. So I hid out in the garage. It's a good thing to have, isn't it? Fox Hunt, Saturday. Gary and Jason are putting it on. It's supposed to be a good time. So all that information's on the website. Everybody knows about that, w8wky.org. Nick, thanks, man. We'll catch up with you next time. KE8QKO, this is KD8SLG, back to Net Control.
All right, well, thank you, Nick. Hiding in the garage, I see. All right, that's how it goes. Got your answers down for Charlie and Alpha. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to make it Saturday or not. I don't think I have anything going on this Saturday, so I might be able to. See how that works out for me. Or I might be tired. That's also a possibility, because I'm tired now. So, thanks, dude. Thanks for doing that. And WHRF and K8YUK are in and out. I don't blame them, because I know they also had a busy weekend. Josh came out and helped me out on Saturday, and then went and did some stuff with his church on Saturday night, and probably did stuff with his church and his family today. So I'm guessing he's ready. He's probably sawing logs right now. At least I hope he is. And Lucy's probably not far behind. Which takes us down to KI5 DAY Alan. How you doing, Alan? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KI5DAY. Well, I have chocolate pudding. No, I don't. I don't have that for the Beacon Net tonight. I wish I did. I was just looking at Fred's. He said he went to the bank today, and a lady asked him to check her balance, so he pushed her over. That's not very nice, Fred. But it took me straight into a commercial when I was a kid. Wheels wobble, but they won't fall down. Man, what a commercial that was. Yeah, back in the day, boy, they knew how to throw down on some commercials. I mean, Libby's on the label and stuff like that. And I don't know, man. Oscar Mayer hot dog songs and all kinds of good stuff. There's nothing better than watching commercials with the Wienermobile in it. Anyways, good stuff, Fred. What else is going on? Man, I've had a busy weekend. I had a good time, but it was not enough, obviously, even though it was a 3-day weekend. I don't even know what all I did. I'm so tired right now. I didn't get much sleep last night and had a long day for church and stuff today, and choir practice and church again. So yeah, Sunday nights wear me down, but that's all right. It's still a lot of fun to come in here and do the Beacon Net as usual. Oh, and for my regular trivia answer, I have no clue, but I'm just going to have to go with A, I guess, oscillator. It's practical, but I would sure like to pick machine gun and silencer invention, but that don't seem feasible. Maybe I should have just Googled it, huh? Hi. KI5DAY, back to net.
All right, well, thank you, Alan. I got your answer down for Alpha for the primary question, but it almost makes me think maybe you did Google it, because I did. That's what I got. Anyway, my answers for that are going to be Alpha and Alpha as well. Yeah, so thanks, Alan. Sounds like you had a pretty good weekend. And, yeah, I had a good one, too. It was very busy. Pretty well one thing, mostly, just going camping and doing Jamboree on the air. I came back, got home today around 11, did some grocery shopping. Oh, I made watching a guy on YouTube make a chili. He called it over the top chili, where he took a chunk of meat and smoked it over top of the actual chili itself. So I did that today. That turned out pretty good. Very smoky, very good flavor to it, I thought. Anyway, so did that and some mac and cheese for dinner while I was kind of putting stuff away tonight. So that's pretty much been my weekend. It was a good weekend. There's a lot of kids got. I think we did. What did we did like 50 contacts total between all the kids. That's just me and the kids. We had other radios set up too. I don't think they really kept the logs that I would have liked them to for the scouts. But yeah, pretty good weekend. Seemed like a lot of activity and a lot of interest, at least until lunchtime, which is kind of pretty well par for the course. So yeah, a lot of good stuff. Okay, this is K8QKO. On the WWKR repeater, 147 Mark 2 positive, also the PL total of 114 Mark 8. And we have a check-in from the blue screen. So we're going to go down to VK2DY Robert. How you doing, Robert? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Yes, good afternoon. This is Robert, VK2DY in northwestern Sydney. 1:52 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time on Monday afternoon here. Currently, 36 degrees Celsius? Yeah, something like that, which is about 97, 96 Fahrenheit, something like that. Anyway, warm day for this early in spring, but it'll cool off again tomorrow. Other than that, jacarandas are in bloom. As I drive around Sydney, I see all the jacaranda trees, all the purple flowers. Beautiful time of the year. As far as the questions go, well, I think the first one, the general one is D, Delta. And the other trivia is Sherlock Holmes, but I can't remember which one that is. I thought that was Alpha, but anyway, whatever Sherlock Holmes is, that's my guess. VK2DY. Back to them.
All right, well, thank you, Robert. Got your answers down there for Delta and Alpha. It's a hot day there in Sydney. Yeah, not that hot here. I'm good with that. I'm done with the heat. I'm ready for some chilly weather. I don't want the cold and the snow that's going to happen, but I want that 60-degree, got to wear a hoodie all the time weather. I'm ready for that. I want that to last as long as possible. Anyway, thanks, Robert. Appreciate you checking in. And, yeah. So we're ready for more check-ins. If you want to check in on the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Now, KC8F, give me a recheck, KC7QV.
Hi, from Georgetown, Texas, KJ5, ATA, Kilo Juliet 5, Alpha, Tango, Alpha.
All right, I'm going to take the new check-in first. KJ5, ATA, Guy. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
Yeah, golly, I just don't even know what the trivia answers are because I don't know the questions. That's okay, you don't have to tell me. What I am kind of concerned about is your chili that you're talking about. And I was just wondering, what's your favorite Buckeye chili? Is it Skyline or maybe Gold Star? Being from Texas, those two chilies are definitely Buckeye chilies, and you can surely taste the difference. Anyways, just want to see what you come back with. If you want to come back with trivia questions, if I can answer them, that's okay to do that too. Otherwise, I'm good with it. So, yeah, this is Kilo Juliet 5 Alpha Tango Alpha KJ5 ATA. Guy from Georgetown, Texas. Back to net.
All right, Guy. I'm going to go into a chili spiel here. I'm not a straight Texas chili where it's just meat person. I actually like beans in my chili. I know that's not real popular in Texas, but I like beans in chili. So I've had Skyline. It's okay. You say Gold Star? I don't know if I've ever had that before. I tend to make my own chili. My chili of choice, most of the time, is it's a chili with beans in it. But I prefer to make a brisket chili. That's my favorite chili to make. I've won a couple of local awards on it and chili cook-offs and things with it, so it turns out pretty good. But there's actually a guy down in Texas. He has a YouTube channel called Meat Church Barbecue, and he was making he called it over-the-top chili. And I watched that this weekend, and I was like, oh, that looks really good. I want to make that one of these days. And I came home, and my wife and I were talking, and she said, hey, how about we have chili for dinner tonight? As she was walking out the door to go have lunch with her friends. And I said, I think that's a really good idea. She's like, great. So she left, and I went to the store, and I got everything I needed for the chili. And she came home, and she said, hey, what do you have on the smoker? I said, chili. She said, chili? I said, yeah, I watched this YouTube video. I told her the story about the video last night. And she said, I should have known there was a catch. So I made his chili, but then I was sitting there and I was making it because she asked for corn in the chili because she likes to have corn in the chili. And I was like, you know what? It feels like it needs something. So I did put a couple of cans of beans in the chili. So aside from that, that's kind of where I'm at with it. But yeah, I like beans in my chili. Some people do, some people don't, but I actually like them, so that's how I make it. Yeah, I don't usually go out and order a lot of chili at restaurants. And aside from that, I'm going to break for time. Okay, we'll get that trivia read for you again there, Guy. We have more people popping up for the blue screen. So we're going to talk to K8VVA. Eric, can you read the primary question, please?
KE8QKO in the group, KE8BZA here with main trivia. Besides the invention of the telegraph, what else was Samuel Morse known for? Alpha, inventing a type of oscillator. Bravo, his poetry. Charlie, a machine gun and silencer invention. Or Delta, his paintings. I'll put this in the blue screen again. KE8BZA back to net control.
All right, well, thank you, Eric. Let's go down and talk to KI5DAY to get the answer for alternate trivia. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY in the net. Yes, there's a $10 fee for everybody that got here this late for the answers to for the questions. Yep, $10 charge. But here we go. Tonight's alternate trivia question was as follows. About 1/4 to 1/3 of Americans believe which one of these people were actually real. Again, the question is about 1/4 to 1/3 of Americans believe which one of these people were actually real. Is it A, Sherlock Holmes, B, Paul Bunyan, C, Norman Bates, or D, Colonel Waldo B, KI5DAY?
All right, well, thank you, Alan. We got that in there. All right, I'm about to go off the guy, but I'm going to start on another little bit of a ramble about the chili before I pass it off the guy, because he asked. Now, I did all of that on my pellet grill. That's how I do most of my smoking, because it's so darn easy. I have a Weber Smoky Mountain. Sometimes I'll do that if I want to spend more time on it. I'm moving into the offset world towards the end of this year. I've got one on order that I wanted, and I'll be picking that up November, December time frame. So, well, maybe things will change as far as my smoking preference there. However, I was really, really surprised the smoky flavor that I got off of my pellet grill on that chili. Probably because of so much fat just dripping down into the chili itself. It was a lot more smoky than I kind of expected it to be, which is, in my opinion, a good thing. So with that, I'm going to pass it off to Guy KG5ATI for his whatever he has to say about my comments and his trivia answers. Guy, take it away. Oh, before I go to you, Guy, this is K8QKO and the WWKR repeater 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. Got to take care of business. Off the Guy.
Okay, BeaconNet, this is KJ5ATA. Answers are, bravo, about Mr. Morse. Yeah. He was really smart about that Morse code thing. That's intense. The second one, excuse me, is Charlie, Norman Bates, just because it's Halloween, and he's kind of a creepy kind of guy for Halloween. That's what I think. That's my take, because, I mean, him and his mother had a good relationship, even to the end. Anyways, and in Texas, Chile, la vaca con frijoles con queso. Muy bien. See, anyways, yeah, we like to cook it with some brisket, and trust me, I like beans in mine too. So there's no problem with that. And I like some onion and some cheese with it, and then I would maybe have some Fritos, maybe sprinkled on top, or just on the side, but that's the way I kind of like it. Anyways, enough of that. So I'm going to let you go, get back to the network, and let everybody else have a chance to say something. All right, this is KJ5ATA, and back to net.
W8WKY.
All right, well, thank you, Guy. Got your answers down there for Bravo and Charlie. And yeah, there's a lot of ways to cook a chili, and if you like it, and the people you're feeding it to likes it, in my opinion, that's the way to cook it, just like barbecue, really. Or anything in general. If you're making good food and people like to eat it, then you're doing something right. So thank you, thanks, guy. All right, I had another check-in for the blue screen, so I'm going to go to that check-in before I go to the recheck for Mark. So keep standing by, Mark. I'm sure you're driving and listening. So we have KC3, or I'm sorry, not KC, K3MBC Mark. How you doing, Mark? Mark from Texas. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Well, good evening, Nick. This is Mark in K3MBC in Pasadena, Texas. Just got finished with a very long weekend. I work at a church. We had a conference on Friday and Saturday and church all day today, so I'm just kind of vegging out and turning my brain off. So the questions were good tonight. My answers are D and A, Delta and Alpha, Delta and Alpha. And back to net to control. Thanks.
All right, well, thank you, Mark. Got your answers down there for Delta and Alpha, and thanks for checking in. Appreciate it. All right, we have the recheck from KC8FQV, Mark. How you doing, Mark? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Right, KCFQV, I seen K8PJW was on the blue screen, so he was on NetLogger. So I typed it there, but I was just going to wonder. I know when I left the meeting Thursday night, I ran into 2 roadblocks. The first was at 21. Couldn't go north there. So I go, continue east on 76. I could have gone up and looped. I could have gotten to Maslin Road and Cleveland Maslin and looped back around, but I just go and I'll go to Route 8. Get Route 8 Central Interchange. They had that closed too. So, well, I guess I'll go all the way out to 43. I could have gone to Mogador, the DX Engineering's exit, but I just go to 43. I stopped at McDonald's, got my iced coffees, and went home that way. That's all I had, but boy, oh boy, when you think, it's going to be simple. But, no, that construction is, it can throw up whatever into your doings. Matter of fact, this week when they did that switch on Route 8 South, made Perkins get off at Glenwood because they're took and moved the lanes over right at Perkins because they're wanting to tie the new bridge and road surface over to the Route 8. They had to move one over because they were taking that lane and going to, do the leveling and making it connection. So that's why there's that they breached the wall so that you could go lateral down counterflow on the under that Perkins. They had 2 wrecks this week there. One on Sunday afternoon after they just finished doing the moving the lanes over and that, and then they had one I think like in the middle of the week, late in the week. I don't know how many other ones, but yeah, this construction, just be careful, be awake, and know what's going on. And some of them projects are taking a long time. Like I was down here and got off at 48, or I got back on. They're still working on the bridge right there under 77 or 71 down there just north of Kings Island. So who knows what they're doing? But I guess they got to keep our roads good so we can travel them. So, but that I was going to just say, geez, oh man, I wonder what way Phil found to get home. So, KCF, keep me back to net.
All right, well, thank you, Mark. Yeah, that construction's kind of a pain. I always forget about it if I'm coming south on 77. When I have to go east on 224, it's always closed. So lately, if I'm coming down that way and I forget, I think it's a sort of weird way to get around. But if you go out 224 to the first, when it turns into the traffic lights, turn left at that first traffic light, Maslin Road, turns into Hilldish. Take that straight down. You'll pretty much run right into where Market and 76 come together. You got to kind of make a weird left-right combo thing to get on the highway there, but that's the way I would go if I'm trying to jot up the 76. Yeah, and as far as that bridge goes, I'll tell you what, that bridge years ago, I used to work up in Stowe. So I used to work the second shift doing tech support. And I would drive up there, and I would see a car. This happened a lot. Where there'd be one car that would just hit the wall, the edge of the bridge. And there's 3 lanes. All you got to do is drive in a straight. You go across the bridge, you drive in a straight line. That's all you got to do. And somehow somebody would find a way to hit the wall on the right-hand side of the bridge. I never understood that. I'm like, how the heck do you hit the wall? I don't know. Anyway, that's where I stand with that bridge. Take it or leave it. So thanks for the recheck there, Mark. Okay, this is K8QKO on the WWKR repeater 147 Mark 390 positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. And we'll do another round of check-ins. If you want to check in or recheck to the beacon net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Net control, Kilo, Charlie, 3, Charlie, Delta, uniform. Kilo, Charlie, 3, Charlie, Delta, uniform. The name here is Timothy. We are in Southwest Pennsylvania.
All right, Kilo, Charlie 3, Charlie Delta, uniform. How you doing, sir? What do you have for the beacon net tonight?
I'm doing good. I don't have anything for the net. I'm just checking in, add to the numbers, first time checking to this net. I was doing some testing with my Clear node and was also changing the settings for the Allstar side. So that was interesting. I was doing that for the last probably about 10-15 minutes. I was doing some trials and all that, and came across the internet and thought I'd listen in a little bit. Allstar sounds fantastic over here. I kept my hang time, but I turned off the link on ketone. The control link tone. The local link on ketone is still turned on. The control tone for the Allstar is all turned off. So it's kind of neat the way that this is set up. I have a nice short hang time. So I enjoy it. So we were messing with that a little bit. And that is really all that I have to say. This is KC3CDU back to net control. See ya.
All right, well, thank you, Timothy. Thanks for checking in there. And come back anytime. We meet every every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We have pre-checks that start at 9:30 Eastern Time. So come back anytime. Happy to have you. Okay, this is K8QKO on the WWKR repeater 147 Mark 390 positive also with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. Anyway, is there anyone who would like to check into the beacon net? Please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along your name and location.
November 8 Whiskey Bravo, N8WV, Stefan, mobile.
Go ahead and take it, Stefan.
Good evening, everyone on the beacon net. Good to hear everyone. I'm just heading back from Strongfield. I was at Dr. Jack Compact Tennis house. We had a great evening, and I just bought one of his brand new antennas, which I'm going to be putting up this week to try it out. It's a brand new beam, and we had a good gathering. Also with a friend of ours who just became a ham in August through our VE session, Doug, KF8 ESF. Doug Smith. So it was a good evening. Thank you for letting me jump in the net while I'm driving home, and I do appreciate it. I'll be one and done, but I appreciate you guys, and great to see you guys, some of you at the last meeting this last Thursday. So I will send it back to net control, November 8 Whiskey Bravo.
All right, well, thanks for checking in there, Stefan. Just so you know, I don't know if you're aware, but Katie at SLG, Just Nick loves those antennas. He thinks they're just amazing. So maybe if you ever see the guy again, pass it on that Nick's a big fan. So yeah, just so you're aware. All right, well, thank you there, Stefan, and thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. If there's anyone else would like to check into the DeaconNet, please call now. All right, well, thank you for everybody who's checked in so far. Let's go talk to our net control team. We're going to start with K8VZA. Eric, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
KEAQKO and the group, KEAVZA here. You already talked to me, Nick. Did you want me to read the answer to the main trivia?
You know what? Yeah, I forgot we talked to the net control team already, and just kind of went into my sort of cycle. Usually I talk to the net control stations, and then I get one or maybe two check-ins, and then I go up and get the trivia answers. But because we had a lot more, my brain kind of reset. So yeah, let's read the answers to the trivia. Read the answers, Eric.
All right there, Nick. No worries. KE8VZA here with the main trivia answer. So the question, besides the invention of the telegraph, what else was Samuel Morse known for? Was it alpha, inventing a type of oscillator? Well, no. There were several inventors of different types of oscillators between 1893 and 1942, but not Morse. So bravo, his poetry. Well, this one's kind of a trick answer. No. Samuel Finley Breeze Morse of telegraph fame was not a poet, but another gentleman by the name of Samuel French Morse, who was born in 1916, was indeed a poet. But it wasn't the right Morse, not the right Samuel Morse. Okay, Charlie, a machine gun and silencer invention. No. Hiram Percy Maxim, an American radio pioneer and inventor and coincidentally co-founder of the ARRL, is credited with inventing and selling the first commercially successful firearm silencer. And his dad, Sir Hiram Maxim, invented the Maxim machine gun. So it's kind of a double whammy trick question. So let me take a break for time, and I think you know what's coming next. KE8VZA returning, so that leaves us with Delta, his paintings. And yes, that indeed was the answer. And let me read you the backstory here. So although the idea of an electric telegraph had been around since 1753, and electric telegraphs had been used to send messages over short distances as early as 1774, Morse didn't invent the telegraph. His key improvements, though, allowed the medium itself to be deployed on a broader level, transforming communications worldwide. Morse introduced extra circuits and relays at frequent intervals and was soon able to send a message through 10 miles of wire, which was a big leap forward. But in 1838, he and his friend Alfred Vail developed Morse code, and then he would later refine it to employ a short signal, the dot, and a long one, the dash, in combinations to spell out letters and messages. Although, hang on a minute, my screen went wacko here. Flip to the other one. Years before his involvement, let me take a break for time. KE8VZA returning. So years before his involvement in the development of the telegraph, Samuel F.B. Morse was widely known as a painter, having studied portraiture in England, and on his return in 1825 settled in New York City. In 1832, Morse became the first professor of painting and sculpture in America at what was then a fledgling NYU campus. Morse also founded and named himself the first president of the National Academy of Design, which sponsored an art school and organized frequent public exhibitions of work by its members. So there you have it. He was more widely known for his paintings in the 1800s than he was the telegraph, which telegraph improvements and Morse code, which came later. There you have it. Delta, his paintings. KE8VZA, back to net control.
All right, well, thank you, Eric, there. I appreciate it, but I don't like the answer because I got it wrong. So I prefer it with Alpha, but I guess we'll have to agree to disagree on that a bit. Anyway, thanks for doing the trivia. I appreciate it. Next, we have KI5DAY Allen. Can you read the answer for the alternate trivia?
KI5DAY, sorry, my node decided to give me my call sign just before I came on here. So yeah, it's always nice of my node to remind me that I have a call sign, because golly knows I probably forget. Anyways, tonight's alternate trivia, yeah, I missed the first one. I got the first one wrong because I forgot to Google it, dadgummit. Anyways, about 1/4 to 1/3 of Americans, what's wrong with me? About 1/4 to 1/3 of Americans believe which one of these people were actually real. Was it A, Sherlock Holmes, Paul Bunyan, C, Norman Bates, or D, Colonel Cornwallis? Well, I did say Americans, and as we all know, folklore is Paul Bunyan in America. It's where Paul Bunyan from Norman Bates was a movie character. But the actual answer is Sherlock Holmes, A, because a lot of people have, especially, it's kind of a generational question, though, because a lot more people from back in the day, several years back, would have believed that Sherlock Holmes was for real, and the ones that are just starting to hear about Sherlock Holmes stories, some of them fall for it too. So I listen to Sherlock Holmes episodes on radio. Sometimes there's this like old radio station stuff they play on, what is it on? I can't think of what it's called, Sirius XM. Sometimes I listen to it in the car, also sometimes when I go to bed on iHeart. So pretty cool stuff. But yeah, a lot of people have mistakenly thought that Sherlock Holmes was a real person in life. KI5DAY, back to net, so the answer was A.
All right, well, thank you, Alan. A fine alternate trivia. You have the correct answer because I got it right. I appreciate that. And thank you for doing the alternate trivia. All right. This is KE8QKO on the WWQR repeater. We've talked to everybody, got our trivia answers. We're going to do one more round and only one more round of check-ins or rechecks. So if you'd like to check in or recheck with the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
KE8QFD, Fred and Medina. Recheck.
Go ahead with your recheck, Fred.
Does this sound any better?
Well, better than before, I'd say yes. You copy me?
W8WKY.
KT8 and that.
I'm going to take it. All right, we have a station identification happening, and I heard a DTA check in there, so last caller with DTA, come back, please.
Yeah, BeaconNet, this is KJ5ATA, guy from Georgetown, Texas. Just wanted to check in, make a little side comment.
Go ahead, guy.
The gentleman who had the second question with the Norman Bates and all that, I don't know if anybody knows or heard that, but he sounds like he might do some grounding or something. That sounded like a horrible 60-cycle hum on his transmission anyways. It just was, kind of irritating in a way. I don't know if he knows that or not, or if anybody else heard it. All I know is I heard it. So anyways, just a commentary. That's all I got to talk about. Anyways, just say that, and otherwise, that's it for the night. This is KJ5 ATA, back to Nut 73.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that comment, Guy. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the fact that you did the way you described that, Alan, as irritating. That's what I thought. I know that's what you meant, but that's the way I took it, and I'm gonna run with that a mile a minute. Alan likes to hop in, I think he likes to bounce between 30 nodes to get here because he doesn't like the way I sound on his repeater. He says that I sound weird when I come in when we're connected to his local repeater and I come in. He says I sound weird. So I think he goes through like 30 or 40 different hubs to get in to kind of drown out that noise or whatever he says sounds bad, so I sound better. The way I look at it anyway. I like to think Alan likes me to sound good. The only thing I took away from your comment, well, I heard all of it. The most valuable piece for me was when he said Alan sounded irritating. So I almost wish Jairus was here listening to us. He'd get a kick out of that as well. But no, I get it. I understand what you're saying there, Guy. We do have some remote nodes that come in and do some weird things. Yeah, I'm going to take that and run with it for the next net. He's going to be irritating Alan on the next net. So thanks for that. I appreciate it. Maybe it gave me a bit of a giggle, and for whatever that's worth. Okay. I'm going to break for time. On behalf of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, myself, KE8VZA, KI5DAY, KD8SLG, W8HRF, K8YUK, K8EPC, and Larry the Rubber Chicken, I would like to thank each and every one of you for joining us this evening. Come and join us on the next edition of the Beacon Net, Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the W8WKY repeater, Allstar Node 48496, and Echolink W8WKY-R. You are welcome to join us on the Barometer Net, also on the W8WKY repeater, every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, except for Sundays. Don't forget to check out our friends on the Boredom Breaker Net, every day at noon Central Time on Allstar Node 49562 and Echolink N5X QK-R. You've been listening to the Beacon Net. This is KE8QKO, returning the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use at this time, 73 all.
K8QKO, Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo. Working on a portable. Just wanted to come in late and let you know that just turned the radio on and you sound great. Good to hear you, Nick. I hope that you had, with John and all, a very, very wonderful net. WV3K, back to KE8, QKO, WV3K, clear.
All right, well, thank you, Phil. Just in time. We got you in there, number 37 on the log. So you're catching in right at the tail end of the closeout, so we'll put you in there and get you in the log, and I appreciate you checking in. And maybe I'll talk to you a bit earlier in the net next week. That'd be cool. Thank you. And this is K8QKO, and I will be clear. 73, everyone.
God bless, Nick. Have a wonderful week.
Okay, so there's someone out there coming in on Echolink. The node is number 3069556. The name is given as asterisk ham, all caps, asterisk, which is not your call sign. Call sign should go into wherever you have ham on Echolink, and you just keep keying up, and we're not getting any audio. This is KD8SLG.
KD8SLG from K6KJV.
K6KJV, KD8SLG. Hey, RevKev, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Yeah, from what you described, it sounds like somebody's trying to come in on the ham conference on Echolink. So, I don't know. That's not an individual call sign. That's a conference name with the asterisks and the ham.
Thank you for that. No, I don't know how those work, but it did seem like a couple of extra numbers in there, and that makes more sense than somebody just sticking ham in there for a call sign. But that's what it looks like, because anybody else comes in on Echolink, it has their call sign there, and I can see somebody doing that. But thank you. All right. Well, somebody out there on that ham conference then is doing it, and they're just keying up randomly, and, well, that kind of stuff gets you booted.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. The problem with that is there's a lot of those conferences are interlinked, so you could have several of them linked all together and just coming through as one. You know how that works. So I just thought I'd help you out. Hope I didn't bother you. So K6KJV will be standing by on the side.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Now I know I'm not, may not be dealing with an individual. So, anyway, somebody out there on the ham conference link on Echolink, you're keying up. Just say something. Rev Kev, Maranatha, you have a great night there, buddy. K6KJV, KD8SLG. Clear.
W8W.
Maranatha, back to you, Nick. K6KJV is also clear. God bless everyone.
KD8SLG, W8TD.
W8TD, KD8SLG. Where in the world is John Curley? How you doing, man?
Oh, good. I just wanted to check and see if this connection is adequate. It's not a good connection. I can tell you that. It's an older ship. It's still Starlink, but it's very, very slow for some reason. I thought it will be fast enough for audio streaming, and I guess it is. We just left Ketchikan a couple hours ago, headed for Icy Strait Point. We'll get there sometime in the morning.
All right, signal quality-wise, it's hanging on. That is, it's not dropping and then reconnecting. There were a couple of points where there was a little bit of a digital stutter there. You know what I'm talking about. So I think it'll be fine for checking in. No worries. And that sounds fabulous, man. That sounds fabulous. So you have fun. And what you got? We got about 7 hours, 7 or 8 hours for the barometer net. So come back in and check in with the morning guys, right? Everybody loves it when people are traveling and check in, you know.
Well, that's the plan, but I wanted to make sure that it was an adequate connection before I set the alarm for 3 a.m., which is what time it'll be here when it's 7 o'clock there. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it had a few stutters. Like I say, the speed's not good, but it sounds like it's just about good enough to get away with. Yeah, it's 7:30 here. We'll be in this time zone for a few more days, and then we'll head west, and we'll pick up a time zone pretty much every day for a while. By the time the smoke settles, we'll be 13 time zones away.
Oh, awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah, like I said, yeah, it's solid, and you sound fine. And I don't think most people would even notice that little digital stutter that I recognized. All right, man. Well, I am getting ready to knock off here. So just got through the beacon net, but glad to hear you out there. We'll be listening for you in the morning. And Godspeed in your travels, man. WATD, KD8SLG. I'll be clear on yours, John.
Thanks, Nick. Yeah, I'm going to go see about dinner. So enjoy what's left of your evening. Hope to talk to you in the morning. If I don't sleep through the alarm. KD8SLG. WATD 73.
Shut her down, Nick. Go ahead and shut her down. KD8SLG, WV3K.
WV3K, KD8SLG. I was waiting for somebody just kept beeping in and out there. So anyway, how you doing tonight, Phil?
I'm doing all right, Nick. I'm just getting a whole bunch of rest. I got the surgeon this week. I think it's Tuesday, if not Wednesday. And, yeah, I think it's Wednesday. And so I'll be seeing him in consult over at General. And then he'll make a determination after another CT with contrast to check to see how I'm doing with the condition that was identified at Mercy. And hopefully things will go well. I am looking for whatever the Lord wants it to be, and just be grateful that this is just another path in life to learn lessons and to go forward from there. I'm not going to stand still and not enjoy life and be able to spread my love for the Lord. So as far as that goes, thank you so much for asking. That's kind. And I hope, too, that you're showing signs of much improvement on your electric bike and taking it easy, and you sound real chipper. So I'm happy to hear that. Thanks a lot, Nick. Back to you.
All right, man, we'll keep getting rest. Godspeed on all your stuff this week. And, yeah, I'm knocking off, too. So you have a great night. Good talking to you, Phil. 73. WV3Ks, KD8SLG, clear.
KD8SLG, Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo. I'm QRT, buddy. Have a great night. Sleep well.
W8WKY, repeater PL1 14.8. W8WKY.
Good morning, WATXX. I'll be back in a little bit.
Sounds good, Tom. We'll be here. N8YM1.
AV Mobile.
Good morning, Joe. How are you doing this morning? N8YMY.
W8WKY.
Morning, John. Hope you're doing well. I'm fine. A little bit of rain over the weekend.
A whole lot of rain, but we didn't get the strong winds and the storms that they were talking about, which was good. Kind of went right around us, I guess, because I was getting ready to batten down the hatches there and kind of see how everything was going to handle the wind there, and really didn't get much.
Good morning,
yeah,
Joe. Good
started
morning,
here
John. AA8CT.
Saturday morning after about 9, 10 o'clock. Yeah, we had rain all day.
Well, we're supposed to have Vasco turf management, which is Vasco out of Maslin. They're into about everything. They got the asphalt plant and everything, but they also put turf down. They put our original field down. They were supposed to come in this morning and run a machine to rejuvenate the rubber, kind of flip it around and recycle it, put it back on the turf. And I think it's entirely too wet to be messing around doing that this morning. We'll see how that goes. Good morning, Mr. Craig. Come on in there.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, John. Well, yes, we did get some rain. We had some wind down here. Nothing dramatic, but enough that you know that it was blowing out there. But other than that, yeah, what's going to happen now is the grass is going to start growing again. AAHCT.
Hey, Craig. Yeah, but not for a while. Probably about 3 more weeks at the most, unless we get a good killing frost.
Go ahead, John. I'm getting ready to sip a cup of coffee here.
Roger, roger. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm getting ready to peel off my McDonald's Monopoly tag here and see if I won the $1 million yet. For some reason, they're taking a long time getting to me. Yeah, I was preparing. I was preparing for my 6-meter beam to take a little wind. I got it on a 26-foot aluminum mast pipe, bungee corded to a fence post right now, just as I just put it up kind of temporarily to get it tuned up and try to make a contact with it. I still haven't made any contact because I really haven't hurt anybody, but and then it's going to eventually go up on the big tower. But so I was going to take it down because I thought, well, we get these 50-mile-an-hour winds they're talking about, but we didn't really get strong winds down there in my area. I'm down in a valley, so that might have been part of it. But got a big pine tree about 80 foot beside my garage that scares the willies out of me all the time when we get them big storms. One of these days it's going to uproot. But other than that, it wasn't that bad. Just we got a lot of rain. We need the rain, and guess what I'll be doing probably the end of this week?
Yes, mowing and raking leaves.
Well, I won't be raking anything, but I'll be mowing. I'll be mowing grass and leaves. We do have an apparatus for running on the field with leaves. It's called a litter cat. Kind of reminds you of one of those old baskets you used to pull behind your riding lawnmower with the wheel on it. Only it's a little more sophisticated. It's got grates in it that shake, vibrating grates, so it catches the litter, the debris, and then the rubber will fall through it.
Great.
All right. Well, hey, that sounds cool. Me, I just mow. Yeah, we just not a whole lot of excitement to it other than the fact that it's growing again. And should have probably done it on Saturday, but I didn't. And so now I got to face it this week, and I've got at least 3 meetings this week. So there you have it. That's my excitement. But they're all in Wayne County, so see, I don't get out of Wayne County very often. So there you have it. But that's okay. And we're looking forward to some cooler temperatures. AAHCT.
I took advantage of Saturday and got the garden tilled, got the gas drained out of all of the tiller, got it cleaned up, put away for winter, so that's one project I don't have to do.
I know Craig probably doesn't have any, but Joe, do you have any old HF radios that are probably 35 years or older?
Yeah, I think the oldest might be my 10-Tech, can't think of the name of it. I have a 10-Tech Scout, 10-Tech Jupiter, but that's a little over 25 years old. And I have a Kenwood 570. How about you?
Well, the reason I was asking, every Sunday I check into the Moonlighters Vintage Radio Net with my 440 Sugar, which is probably 40 years old. They have, that's the requirement. It has to be at least 35 years old. A lot of the radios are tube radios, but they had 72 check-ins last night and 49 different types of radios. That's different brands, different types. It was amazing. It's an amazing net. It's just so cool to listen to these guys come in. They tell you the radio, the amp, the antenna. Most of these guys with the old tube radios are just running barefoot, and most of them are putting out about 150, 160 watts. And they're from all over. It's just such a cool net to listen to. It gives me something to do on Sunday evening.
If I got equipment that's still running, yeah, I didn't know there were nets for that, but I don't think I've got any that'll hit 45. I can go back into the 80s, but that's about it.
My Kenwood falls in at about, I think it was made in 1980, between 83 and 85. So, and I have checked in one time on the net, and yeah, it's kind of cool to hear all that old stuff out there firing up and going to town.
Yeah, I didn't realize you had an old radio there, Craig. I know you said that you ain't been in it but a year, so I figured you probably had a newer HF there. Yeah, that 440 that I've got, I've had that thing for, well, it was put away for 20 years, so I've probably owned it 30. But yeah, the Moonlighters they have two different frequencies they talk on, 7275 and 7271. The Sunday night net is on 7275, and usually W1 BCR. I think that's John. He's in Connecticut. Usually runs the net, but yeah, it is fun. It's cool. Did Craig? Did you check out, or Joe? Did you guys check out the Grumpy afternoon net?
W8WKY.
No, I did not, and I need to do that. Just trying to do some things upstairs so that I can play more radio downstairs. And yeah, my 430 Kenwood is, I think it's a 430S, and I think it was between 83 and 85 is when it was built, and I've had it. Oh my goodness, like you said, it was packed away for a long time. I bought it secondhand off of a fella, and it's actually the main radio I'm running right now. I haven't, I've got one that's slightly used that I just haven't taken the time to set up, and it'll be better when I get it there, but I want to make sure I know how to make all the bells and whistles work. The Kenwood's pretty easy. And for an old guy like me, easy is good. AAHCT.
BAV. Yeah, my Kenwood is an old 570. It works. I'm happy. The only thing bad is the memory battery is gone, and you can't put it in by yourself. And I'm not going to ship it out. I can remember to turn stuff on that needs to go on automatically and adjust it.
Yeah, I had WB8 OVQ Bob up in Uniontown. He worked on my 440 for me and got it running again, because when I got back into radio, it didn't have any receive whatsoever. And he diagnosed it as a, I think it was a diode or something, and the receive end was bad. And I forgot to have him put a memory battery in it when he had it apart. But I have a really cool and slightly rare Kenwood R5000, which is a general coverage receiver, which looks exactly like the 440. I think a lot of the circuitry is the same. The cabinet's basically the same. There's only a few different knobs, and of course no microphone. But he completely worked on that thing for me. It needed an overhaul. So if you need any Kenwood work done, I know a guy that'll do it. That ain't YMY.
You know, Bob, I got an HF antenna off him. The one that I said it was 180 feet long on one side of wire and 90 feet of wire on the opposite. That was one hell of a DS antenna. Bob owns the Barberson repeater.
Yeah, I met Bob through Phil Bresky, and I can't remember Phil's call sign. But Phil is up there right behind the Hartville Marketplace, and he works for Kenwood. And then he passed me on to Bob, and Bob kind of became my, I guess you'd call him kind of an Elmer, because he's been a wealth of information. He's got a personal little repeater that I'll go Echolink on in the afternoon and talk to him. And yeah, he's got about an 80-foot tower there, and he lives up on a hill up in Uniontown, and I think he's got a couple repeaters on that tower.
440 and 2 meter.
Yeah, me and my girlfriend went to dinner with him and his wife there, which also, I think her name's Karen. She has a ham license. Not too long ago. Great people.
The last time I saw him was at Dick's funeral. That's been a couple of weeks ago. All right, well, listen, Craig, John, my partner's here. Time for me to go work on Body Beautiful. We'll catch everybody a little bit later. AV, we're clear.
Joe, you have a great workout, and I'm thinking about you here eating my oatmeal. It ain't YMY.
But you really haven't arrived until it's bacon-flavored oatmeal. Then you have arrived, John. AAHCT. Joe, have a great day and a great workout.
How many check-ins did you end up with Saturday, Craig?
I think it was 26, 28, something like that. I've got the sheet over next to me. I really it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So I guess that was the thing. Wasn't as many as you get during the week, because a lot of people sleep in or just don't turn the radio on Saturday, and that was to be expected. But all good. I wonder if Tom is out there today, just because I think today's his first day of his new part-time job. So WA8GXX, are you out there, Tom, and you getting ready to go to work, or are you ready at work? AAHCT.
Hey, GXX. Good morning, Craig. Told John I'd be back in a little while. Go ahead. You have a great one.
WA8GXX, stage CT, N8YMY, this is KD8SLG. Ray tried to get in there, I think. Keyed up about a minute ago. But if you guys would excuse me for a second, I want to reach out to W8TD, who's somewhere on a cruise ship, and let's test his Echolink this morning, or whatever method he's getting in with. W8TD, this is KD8SLG. John, are you out there? Alright, John, direct client keyed up. Looks like you're trying to use DV switch, but we didn't hear anything. I'll give that another try. Alright, looks like John logged off. I'm going to try to reconnect. We'll get back to him in a second. Ray, K5CFY, KD8SLG. Good morning, Ray.
KD8SLG and Tom and Craig and who all else is out there? Good morning. K5CFY.
Let's see if I'm here. I was listening to you guys.
John, we got about half that transmission, W8TD.
Yeah, I was listening to you guys, and as soon as you called me, my internet connection tanked. So, I think I'm back.
You are back. Direct client sounds better than Echolink did last night, but like you said, I think it drops out more frequently. But tell everybody where you are, and I got to run down the hall, guys. But W8TD, KD8SLG. Good morning, John. Thanks for waking up for us.
Thank you very much. KD8SLG in the group, W8TD. We left Ketchikan yesterday afternoon, and we're due to arrive at Icy Point Strait this morning about 7 a.m. I think, but it's only 2 o'clock here. And I guess I should say over or something when I stop, because you guys can't tell when I drop out or when I stop. So back to Craig, I suppose. You still there?
W8W.
Good morning, John. Great to hear you. Yeah, we don't want you to be missing from our little chit chat in the morning, and love hearing your ideas and experience with antennas, which mine is minimal, so I enjoy hearing everything. And I know John, the other John, the Ohio John, and now you're the traveling John. He enjoys it, and we have just like hearing your voice in the morning. So with that, I'll turn it over to John, and this is AA8CT, and over to you, John.
Not sure which John you're turning it over to, but good hearing you out there, John. You said you're headed to, I was listening and I didn't hear where you said you were actually headed your destination this morning. Go ahead.
I think it's called Icy Point Strait. I've never been there. It's the only. I didn't know there was. I thought I had been to all the ports. It's just a little bit north of Ketchikan and a little bit south of Skagway.
Very, very cool. Hey, it was good putting an eyeball on you there at the Mexican restaurant. I never got a chance to actually converse with you. I sat down beside Stefan and Marty and David, and we got to talking, and I never worked my conversation any farther than that. But maybe we'll catch up the next time there. But it was good seeing you there at the restaurant, N8YMY.
I'm glad I was able to make it and see, but I talked to a few people. Got to sit next to LJ and the gang, but I had a very early flight, so I took off from there. And now I have very early nets. We'll be headed west from here when we leave Skagway, so we'll pick up a time zone just about every day. By the time it's all over, I'll be 13 time zones west of you.
That's absolutely crazy in my book. You're gonna get I don't know what you call it on a ship. On a plane you call it jet lag, so I guess you're gonna get swimmer's leg there, I guess.
Well, at least it takes longer. On a plane you can do a lot of time zones in just a few hours, whereas on the boat we can only do about one a day. So it's gradual.
You almost need yourself a chart so you can keep track of your time zone and your location there.
Yeah, location's going to be kind of a problem because I don't have an easy way of knowing exactly where I am in the cabin. If I'm outside, I can get GPS to figure out where I am. But at this hour, I'm not going outside.
Well, from the sounds of it, you're an old pro at this, so you probably got it figured out one way or another. I know a lot of your performers, when they go from town to town to town on a tour, they duct tape the town and the venue on their monitor speakers, so when they're addressing the crowd, they at least act like they know where they're at there, Roger.
Except occasionally you'll hear them yell, "Hello, Cleveland," but that's not where they are. Which is why they make an effort to get it right. At least every time I hit the stage, I don't have to know where the ship is, but I only have to know what ship I'm on.
Well, to be honest with you, John, you probably shouldn't be jumping ships too much, I don't think. How big is the ship you're on? How many actual rooms are on that ship?
This is an old one. This is the Norwegian Sun. It's about 20 years old, which is very old for a cruise ship. And back in those days, ships were small. I think it's about 80,000 tons displacement and about 1,000 cabins. They call it 2,000 passengers, but they always rate them double occupancy, so it must be 1,000 cabins.
That's just amazing. I mean, 1,000-room hotel, the size of, these ships is just amazing. And what's even more amazing is, like you said, the newer ships, how big they are. So I take it this this ship probably has a theater in it and a barber shop and probably some other shops and maybe even a small little makeshift hospital.
Oh yes, all those things. That's pretty much minimum. They have to have those things. The larger ships have a great many more venues in them, but yeah, this ship probably has, well, as you say, there's a salon and a theater and maybe a dozen bars, 2 or 3 lounges, which are just bars with a larger seating area, and I don't know, all kinds of stuff. And pools, but we're not seeing the pools be used very much because it hasn't been much above 40 yet.
That's my question.
Yeah,
What's
that's
the
one thing I would
temperature
love
up
to
in
do is
Alaska
take a cruise.
versus, say, down here in the lower 48?
My mother has been on, I think, about 4 cruises. And she said one of the most interesting cruises she went on was up through Alaska, which would be really cool, too. But, John, I'm going to get out of here and let somebody else come in and pick your brain for a couple minutes while you're out there. It's great hearing you. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Be careful. And we'll talk to you soon. N8YMY. We're listening.
Okay, we'll talk to you, John. Thanks for the chat. And Craig, I heard you too. That's the nice thing about multiple connections into the repeater. You get to hear everybody at once. And yesterday in Ketchikan, it was mid-40s and sunny and no wind, and it was a very, very pleasant and mild day. A light jacket sufficed to be very comfortable. And yeah, enjoyed that a lot. When I was there in April, it was bitter cold and windy, and this was much, much, much nicer. However, I think it's going to be colder and possibly rainy by the time we get to Skagway.
Well, just to let you know, down here in Shreve, Ohio, which is, we're definitely not on the coast of anything. Well, we're on the coast of the swamp, but not really. This morning, it's a balmy 46 down here, so we're looking at about the same temperature from Shreve, Ohio, up to Alaska, which is kind of cool. I'm impressed. So, yes, and at least I find your check-ins and where you're at going on very informative, and I guess I'm living vicariously through your travels because I don't get out of Wayne County that much anymore. So, yes, we love it. And we love hearing you because, like I said, it's somebody that's had a lot of experience in radio. So with that, I'm going to go grab another sip of coffee, and this is AA8CT.
W8WK.
Very cool, Craig. Appreciate the welcome. Well, I didn't mean to. I don't want to monopolize, so I'll be listening. If I stay awake, I'll still be here at net time. I will attempt so to do. AA8CT in the group Whiskey 8 Tango Delta / Charlie 6 Alpha.
I don't know who it was the other day was talking to you, and he said, oh, you're Tommy Dorsey, TD. Oh, how cool was that? So I don't know why that stuck, but yeah, should bring a smile to your face. I thought it was kind of cool, and that's kind of getting even before my vintage, but still aware of. So with that, yeah, we haven't got a whole lot of time here. I've got 6:21 on my little Mickey Mouse clock, and yeah, it's been wonderful chatting with you, and I hope we continue. If you can get up, because as I said, well, if it gets to almost 13 time zones, you're going to be saying good evening to us as we say good morning. So I think that's really cool too. So yeah, I'm going to sit back and sip a cup of coffee and listen. And if anybody like to chit chat. we can get you in AAHCT.
Good morning, Craig. Hope you're doing well this morning. This is N9TNJJ over here in Boring, Tennessee.
Good morning, JJ. Good morning, Craig. And good morning, John. And I'm curious, John, what means are you coming in? And did you have to go under the radar with the captain and the XO high with that equipment?
I have not yet made contact with the captain, and I do not yet have permission to operate any radios, but currently I'm using a repeater phone on my smartphone, so I'm legal. But yeah, I'm not using any radios at the moment.
Roger that. Good morning again. And 50 degrees here in northeastern Oklahoma. 45 yesterday, but I'll pass it on to whoever's next. And good morning, everybody. KI5 OCC.
WATD, K4OG. Good morning, sir. And good morning, Nancy and John and Craig and everyone. John, I heard you say your call with a slash. What was that slash? K4OG.
Good morning, Mark. The slash was Charlie 6 Alpha. If I were using a radio right now, the call that my Bahamian call sign is WATD/C6A.
Roger, you told me that before and I forgot it. It's sticking now. Thank you, John. And we'll give it back to the group, K4OG.
KD8CSH. Good morning, everybody.
Well, good morning, Randy. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Nancy. Wow, we're just kind of going down through the list there, and there's one else that I know the call sign, and there's another person in there that I should know, and I apologize, but it just dropped out of this old brain. But morning, all, and yeah, I'm sipping coffee, so you have at it. AAHCT.
KF8ETU, mobile, good morning. DTA, good morning.
Was that you, Alan? Excuse me, I walked away and I thought I heard I heard you at the end, so if that's you, Alan, good morning, and you're coming back from working out, if I'm not mistaken, AAHCT.
No, I don't think Alan was in there. This is Jeff, KF8DTA. I was just saying it sounds like romper room over here. Anyway, back to you guys. This is KF8ETU. Adam, I think Jeff and I had a collision. Just good morning.
Well, good morning, Adam, and good morning, Jeff, and good to hear you in here. Wow. Yes. Well, we got about, I'm seeing about 3 minutes until Jim comes down the hall. I don't know if Nick wants to give him a call or not. I heard Nick in there, so I'm going to sip coffee. If nobody gives Jim a call about 6:29, I will do that. Other than that, good morning, all, and I hope we all have a marvelous Monday, AAHCT.
K4OG, this is KF8ETU. Mark, good morning. Just wanted to touch base real quick. When we got back to Camp Manitowoc this weekend, they had already torn down their POTA setup, and nobody was there, so we weren't able to make contact with you. But we had a great weekend, and it was beautiful. The weather held out for us, so hope you enjoyed it. KF8ETU on the side.
KF8ETU, good morning, Adam, and yeah, that's cool. Hey, how many pheasants did you catch? You were telling me about that pheasant hunt. Sounded like a paid pheasant hunt, so not catch, but shot. Just curious, K4OG.
Yeah, it's a free pheasant hunt put on by Richland County Fish and Game. They take the boys out in small groups. So we had 3 boys, all new. The dogs flushed out 5 pheasant, but we managed to bag 3. Each boy bagged a pheasant. So it was really cool. They provide the guns, the ammo, the guides, the dogs, lunch, a little goodie bag. It was an awesome time. I made a donation to the club for the future events, but all completely free and just absolutely awesome. My son talked about it all weekend. So KF8ETU, over to you.
KF8ETU, K4OG, that's awesome. I went on a paid duck hunt with a buddy, and they didn't provide near that thing, but they offered the ducks, and they let them loose somewhere from a cage, obviously, and they flew into this pond where we were all stationed. And I didn't get one duck, so I don't talk about that too often. K4OG, back to the group. 73's Adam.
Sounds like shooting fish in a barrel. Morning, guys. K4OG. It was ETU. Morning, guys. Let's get Jim in here. WB8VMW. WB8VMW. KD8SLG. Good morning, Jim. How you doing?
W8WKY.
KD8SLG. WB8VMW. I'm a little chilly this morning. It's 68 degrees in my radio room. The tubes ain't lit up nice and bright yet. So, good morning, Nick. Hope you had a real good weekend. And I'll turn it back to you, and then I'll get my list started here.
It's a dog-eat-dog world, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear, Jim. You have fun, man. Try to get back in with Dave later. WBAVMW, KD8SLG.
All righty, Nick. Well, I would definitely change my underwear, I'll tell you. All righty. Well, it's Monday, beginning of the work week, so we'll see if Nancy's got the crew up yet. KI5OZZ, WB8VMW. Good morning, Nancy.
WB8VMW, good morning to you and the rest of the crew out there. Good to hear everybody. And from KI5OZZ. The caffeination is happening, and I'm about to go down the hall and start getting the other half out of bed. So there you go. Good to hear you, and make sure and wave howdy to Miss Judy for me. It's 50 degrees here in northeast Oklahoma. Looking forward to another cool, beautiful day. Back over to you, Jim. KI5OZZ.
All righty, Nancy. Well, if he's an old veteran, be careful when you shake him. You know, he don't jump up and and give you a bloody nose or something. Alrighty, Nancy, you take care and have a great day. Alrighty, well, we'll go over to Tennessee and see if JJ's in the radio room this morning. At 9TN WB8 BMW.
Well, good morning, Jim. Good morning to everybody. Hope all is well. It's a little chilly here this morning. Got 36 degrees. Somebody's gonna freeze going to the office this morning. Anyway, the first thing I heard when I got on here, somebody was trying to give away your bacon flavored oatmeal, and I thought I was gonna have to take matters into my own hands. But they made off with it like bandits, so you may not get any of your favorite delectable breakfast this morning. N9TN, Boring, Tennessee. Back to you, Jim.
Well, now they got to be careful because that, if you don't handle that stuff just right, it can be a lot of trouble. Well, I know it keeps me healthy, but if I sneak around and throw it out in the front yard, it kills the grass. So I got to be careful with that stuff. Anybody that sneaks that out and don't know how to handle it, they're in deep doo-doo. Alrighty, JJ, you take care. Alrighty, Grandpa Phil, are you back in town yet? K8 PMI WB8 BMW.
WB8 BMW, this is K8 PMI. Good to be back, Jim, but the weather's a little cool, but that's okay. We had a great time, and now I get to see the grandbaby soon. So other than that, I'll send it back to you. Just getting rolling this morning. This is K8 PMI.
Alrighty, Phil. I sure hate to have that blank spot at the top of my page. Good to hear you. Alrighty, now we'll go down and see how many steps John done over the weekend. As long as he didn't overdo it. AC88T WB8 BMW. Top of the morning, John.
WB8 BMW AC8AT. A big top of the morning right back to you, Jim, and to Miss Judy there. But yesterday, this weekend, I did 23 steps. Did one extra. And, it's a little chilly in the shack this morning. 49 degrees. Feels like 44. 80% humidity. And the wind's out of the west at 11 miles an hour. So a little breezy out there. Anyway, Jim, I'll let you round them up. And let me say best of 73s to the entire gang. And thanks for being there, Jim. Gonna help us get through another week. WB8 BMW AC8AT. Top of the morning, my friend.
Alrighty, John. Well, I'm glad if I can do bring a little smile or a little sunshine to somebody, anybody, everybody. Alrighty, John. Well, you take an extra step, but you just be sure you're ready for it. And congratulations. But don't let it go to your head now. Take it easy. Alrighty, Chris. KE8 MMY WB8 BMW. How's everything going with you this chilly morning, Chris? I'll tell you, Chris, we got about 5% of that. Conditions aren't right, and but we just didn't get much. So we'll have to let it go this morning. Maybe the conditions will change maybe tomorrow. All righty, Chris, if you can hear us, have a great day. All righty, well, we'll see how John is doing down there. NAYMY, WB8 BMW. How about it, John? What's on your table or your to-do list today?
WB8 BMW N8YMY. Well, I'm in the dark down here right now, and it's a little crisp out there, and it's wet. So I'm just kind of laying low. Probably take a drive up to the field house today and see what's going on up there, but not too much down here. But that was me that JJ was talking about with the oatmeal. I got on about 5:45 this morning, and I was talking about eating my oatmeal, and Craig made a comment and said that it wasn't bacon flavored, which it wasn't, because when I went through McDonald's drive-thru, I specifically asked for bacon flavored oatmeal, and the lady told me I was nuts. So with that, I will say 7 threes, and I'll catch you in the morning. Great hearing you, Jim. N8YMY.
All righty, John. Well, I'll tell you, some very valuable things are sort of kept quiet. Maybe that's one of them. And, as long as I like bacon-flavored oatmeal, I even had some bacon-flavored peanut brittle Willard sent over to me. And I didn't like that too much because I only got an upper set of teeth, and I couldn't chew it up. So, yeah, that I'll just stick with my bacon-flavored oatmeal. All righty, John, you take care. All righty, we'll see if, I don't know if Tom's going to be on this morning, or is he out with his new job. WAAGXX, WB8 BMW. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Jim. Yeah, today I don't start till 8, and there's I should be available all the mornings here, so it won't be a problem. And hope you stay dry over the weekend, and it's Monday. You have a great day. WB8 BMW, WAGXX.
All righty, Tom. Well, good luck on your new endeavor there. All righty. Now, this would be an ideal time to have a good mic sock. K4OG, WB8 BMW. Good morning, Middlemark.
WBA BMW, K4OG, good morning, Jim and everyone. Yes, sir, Jim. It is a good morning to have a mic sock with a knitted cover. Custom knitted. It's nice. Jim, the weather rock is wet, damp, 48 degrees. I got in the car, Jim, and I heard this windy noise, and I was like, did I leave a window crack down? I'm trying to get everything rolled back up, and then I realized it's the heater motor just blowing away. Jim, it was a busy weekend today. We had to fill up the coffers with chili and pot roast and spaghetti meat sauce. And in between all that, we did do some antenna work on the veranda. And you know how you get through 3/4 of the way through an idea, then you come up with a new idea. Well, that's where I'm at, Jim. We're going to have to start all over next weekend. K4OG, back to Jim.
Oh, I'll tell you, Mark, I can't count the times I have went through that. I'll be in there and I'll just be whittling away and cutting and taping and soldering and winding. And all of a sudden I think, wait a minute, if I do this, into file 13 goes all kinds of pieces and this and that, and start all over again. And then you get about, instead of 3/4, you get about 7/8 of the way through it. Wait a minute, now, if I do this and I do that, this here will... So you whack up some more. Boy, that file 13 gets filled up quick. But at the end, then you try it, and if it works, good. If it don't, then the whole thing goes in file 13. Been there, done that, Mark. Okay, well, good luck. Alrighty, Southern Mark, KE8SFS, WB8VMW.
With me, it'll be file 14. I don't know what the file 14 is, but it will be in there. And Jim. How's that? Doing okay right now. I'm just playing some solitary on my phone right now and listening to you guys talking and everything. And with that, I'll get it back to you. You have a good day, you and Judy. Q8, sir, Pocto, sir.
All righty, Mark. Well, I'll tell you, file 1 was the in the shop there in the bomb shelter was just a little trash can, and then I needed something bigger, so it was file 2, and now I'm up to file 13. That there is a small roll-off in in the driveway. Now file 14, that would be a big roll-off. Hopefully, I won't have to go that far. Alrighty, Mark. Well, you take care. Now we'll see if Northern Mark is out from under the covers yet. KC8, FQV, WB8, BMW. Well, he'll probably be in later. So we'll see if Elmer's, he's probably on an expressway delivering the kids. KE8, HNK, WB8.